Warning: the Dub Talk podcast contains language and content that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Listener discretion is advised. There will also be spoilers for this anime as well as various anime throughout the course of this episode. So please use caution in case we discuss a series that you haven't finished yet. And finally, the opinions expressed are those of the individual participants and may not reflect the Dub Talk podcast as a whole. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Dub Talk, the podcast where we talk about the latest and greatest in anime English dubs. I'm going to be real with you folks right now. I am winging this. I am flying by the seat of my pants. I am impulsive. I am brash. I am not looking where I am going. I am just moving and going, and we are taking this at the pace we're going to take it. Hell or high water, damn or be damned, we're going through it. It's another Dub Talk. You motherfuckers know what to expect at this point, and guess what? We're gonna give it to you. And you know what? Some of you people are crazy people. As in, you like us so much that you choose to financially support us. And for that, we love you, and thank you. And every couple of months, we decide, let's open up the suggestion box, see if our lovely, wonderful patrons want to give us a request of a Dub Talk episode to cover. So, my name is Andrew. Joining me are Jamal and Megan. Say hello, friends.
Hi.
Just like Squidward's art, this show belongs in the trash.
I just like to watch you guys.
So we opened up the patron suggestion box, and we have a number of patrons who've gotten their chance at an episode. But there's one patron of ours who, due to the way the patron choice is set up, just has had a really bad case of RNG.
RNGesus is real, and he does judge you for your sins.
And it was in this month, RNGesus decided to smile on our good old buddy Crimson Echidna. And when given the opportunity, and when given a chance to request a Dub Talk from us, he gave us Girlfriend. What is Girlfriend, you might be asking yourself? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm just going to read a synopsis from Crunchyroll itself, because the show is streamable on Crunchyroll. But not only am I going to read the synopsis, I'm going to read it in my Rob Schneider voice.
Oh, God. Jinx, you owe me
The protagonist, Naoya, is a first year in high school. He asks out Saki, a girl he's been in love with, and she agrees to be his girlfriend. He's currently on Cloud 9. But then a beautiful girl named Nagisa comes up to Naoya one day and tells him that she wants to go out with him. Naoya feels himself wavering because Nagisa is such a good girl, and he comes to a decision. A new kind of rom-com from a rather unexpected decision is about to begin. Yeah, that went about as well as I was expecting that to. Good thing it was short.
Like it turned into a podcast or an episode.
Oh, fuck off. I mean, fair, but fuck off.
I think I literally felt my brain coming out of my ears as much as I did when I was watching this show.
Let that set the mood for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, I'm not being grouchy because I like the show or dislike the show or being a stick in the mud. I'm very sleepy.
You definitely sounded like you had a long night for sure, so thank you for joining us for tonight's recording.
I had a night as long as poor Saki did the first night. This fucking clown car of a man.
So,
and that's an insult to clowns.
Does that imply that he could turn his dick into a balloon animal?
No.
He can't turn anything into a balloon animal when he doesn't have one.
Okay, I don't even know where I'm going with tonight. fucking great. Okay, so a little history about this particular one. So this show came out in the summer of 2021, was licensed by Crunchyroll. And it came out for a season, and then it's sort of like the way of most seasonal anime. It was a rom-com. At least it was sold to me as like another romantic comedy, like in the vein of stuff like Quintessential Quintuplets and all that were coming out. You've seen a lot of those.
And that's an insult to Quintessential Quintuplets, a show I also don't like very much, but was far more competent than this show.
So, where am I going with this? So this came out, like a lot of Crunchyroll things that didn't get dubbed pre-merger, aired and was kind of just put in the back of the closet, so to speak.
Because, if I'm right, they dubbed one show that wasn't a sequel that season, and it was fucking Battle Game in 5 seconds. A show that I actively think is worse than this, and that's saying a lot.
I think that was that season, yeah. Okay, yeah, because that was back when they could only dub like 5 or 6 things from their other clients and all that. And then, at some point, Crunchyroll and Funimation did a fusion dance, or do we want to Ratatouille this? Okay, let's say Funimation is now sort of Ratatouille Hime, and now that is sort of the new state of affairs for the combined Funimation Crunchyroll company.
Andrew, look, this show is a fucking cursed dumpster bin of fucking shit. Am I allowed to make a cursed dumpster bin of a joke about that?
You may make a cursed... Wow, where am I going? Yes, sure. Floor's yours.
So then, Sony, one night, after browsing Twitter and being told all of their kinks are invalid and that they're a horrible, terrible person, decided to go up to their Google Word or whatever, their notepad, and write the nastiest, dirtiest, dead dub of a DNI, do not interact, vor, sexy fanfic between Hime and whatever the fucking Funimation mascot is. I'm going to assume it's the big fat bald guy in a dojin. Good night.
I should buy alcohol to this.
Oh my god, what the Anyways, at some point this got a dub.
Wild card, bitches!
At some point, Girlfriend, which was a show that came out 1 year later, got a dub in the Dallas Sphere, because a majority of stuff has been going in the Dallas Sphere. It got a dub, and now we're going to talk about it. So... oh, I'm still losing control of tonight. Okay. So, Crunchyroll has a bunch of titles, and they have a bunch of studios. But they can only dub so many things at one given time. But Girlfriend's fun in that this was given to a third-party studio, in fact. This was dubbed at Studio Nano. And let's get into our ADR staff. Our ADR director and ADR writer for this particular show is Peter Hawkinson and Madeline Morris. Peter Hawkinson has directed for shows such as 2.43, Seiin High School Boys Volleyball Team, Blue Reflection Ray, Blue Reflection Ray.
They blew themselves.
Oh, God.
And Taisho Otome Fairy Tales. Madeline Morris has written for such dubs as Aharon-san wa Hakarunai, Battle Athletes Victory Restart, and Neko Para. So,
one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
I'd argue they've okay. How do we start the discussion about the ADR team on this particular one? If I was to start this, I will simply open the floor and say, anybody who wants to open up can open up now, because this is...
Let's be real, I think...
This is a show about people talking over each other, so it's only fair that we talk over each other.
Let's be real, a big draw for watching this show is, in fact, the English dub for a lot of people.
Definitely.
It is,
I 100% agree.
It is punched up. It is memeable as shit. There are some of the best one-liners that you can give a show like this. And with all of that being said, even I don't think that the dubs punching up could carry the show all the way through for me personally. Like, I really thought a lot of the dub was funny, and this show definitely falls under moments of, I hate this, but I laughed. I think that Madeline's writing and a lot of potential ad-libbing that was allowed by Peter really got to carry things. There are more than enough one-liners. I think the particular casting of Saki's actress was just outright inspired because it led to that person basically giving, like, what a lot of people consider, bar none, like, one of the best comedic acting moments of last year. But again, like I said, if you're like me, who the more you watch the show, the more it felt like the charm, what little charm there was sucked out of it with a straw, and then you were beaten over the head with a baseball bat with a sign that said "Please laugh." It just kind of like eventually fell apart for me, and again, it's nothing that the ADR writers could fix without, drastically changing the scope of the show or the spirit of the show, but that's what it is, and I still think that this dub is well worth watching if this is the type of show for you.
So, if I was to particularly sell you or explain to you about Girlfriend, I feel like everybody here tonight has a different perspective of what they think this show is, and I don't think anyone is either right or wrong about that perspective. I at least want to explain the approach, how I went into the show once I had seen enough clips, because you are right. I think I was amused by the first episode when I watched it for seasonals way back when, but I was like, I don't know if I'll get back around to this. It is everything from this dub that I have heard and seen come out of it, where I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I need to know. To me, what I was sold of what Girlfriend is that it was another romantic comedy that came out of like Weekly Shonen Magazine, which has, at this point, an absurd amount of romantic comedy manga in their magazine at this point. Like, there's a lot of them. I could take a look at a couple of them, but it's like stuff like Quintessential Quintuplets, Rent a Girlfriend, this, etc., etc. I don't fully believe that this is really a romantic comedy in the way it thinks it is. Watching this show, I felt like it was a gag manga masquerading and wearing the skin of a romantic comedy. Because there's, to me, watching this, there's just something about the absurdity of all of these scenarios, and it was, how do I describe this? It's like, there are some types of comedy, there's a lot of different types of comedy out there in the world, and sometimes they choose how to approach that comedy. Sometimes the comedy is witty, sometimes the comedy is referencey, sometimes the comedy is horny. I would say what the comedy of Girlfriend is going for is loud. This show is loud, in your face, and keeps on going. And for a show like that, I think you need something that is equally as loud, crass, and able to kind of hit you with a gut punch whenever you're not expecting it. Because there is so much to me about the vocal deliveries, performances, and especially the script. Oh my god, the script. Absolute fucking gutbusters of one-liners, deserved or like that weren't there to exist, that is just in there and just blew me the fuck away. And it really, to me, is the appeal of this series. I will definitely say that for me, the dub makes this show stronger to me. I feel like if I watch this show, I might be okay on it, maybe a little more lukewarm. To me, the appeal of tuning into this is the dub and its cast and the one-liners and scripts. And it's, yeah, no, to me, like, a lot of that, the charm of that is the delivery and the vocal performances, which genuinely were funny and loud. I feel like this is a type of comedy that I could absolutely see somebody not enjoying, which I know, Megan, for the most part, you didn't really jive with it for the most part. But there even were a couple.
Oh, no, like, I liked a lot of the one-liners and stuff. What annoyed me was a compilation of how the comedy was being used, and just, like, I will not make any bones about it, I fucking hate the male lead character of the show. I think he's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you can be like, oh, well, the show is self-referential enough that they know he's a terrible person. It's like, yeah, but they don't. Yeah, but you guys know that stuff that's self-referential can also be, fucking terrible. And that's my opinion, and I will justify this as we go through the episode, but, like, I'm not disagreeing with a lot of your saying. I'm like, I actually agree with a lot of it. I just don't think that changing the way that I like, even changing it to viewing it for me as, oh, it's a gag comedy, it's like, yeah, but it's not a very good gag comedy, and I don't think that...
And that's fair. That honestly is fair, because that is comedy is an extremely subjective thing. I absolutely believe somebody could watch this show and be kind of annoyed or off-put by some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could kind of, like, gush about individual lines for a couple of minutes, but I'm going to give the floor to you, Jamal, to give me your thoughts about the dub.
Well, I will admit, like most of us, the dub is what kind of sold me on the show. Because, let's be real, how many of us were watching it voluntarily? Like, when I first saw it advertised on Crunchyroll's app, I thought it was a Rent-A-Girlfriend knockoff. I wouldn't be surprised if they got a few ideas from that, but
aren't those two authors, like, good friends with each other, which explains a lot?
It is very possible, and if you wanted my personal opinion of why I think this manga exists, A is knowing the environment the manga exists in, as well as knowing the author's prior work, in that the last manga this author did before Girlfriend is a gag comedy called Aho Girl. For those of you who know what that is. And it's in a magazine with a bunch of other, like, romantic comedies, or, like, romantic comedies where there's a lot of girls and a guy has to choose, like, one girl at the end. I feel like this series basically exists on the premise of, I'm sad that all of the girls couldn't win, so what if they all won? And that's how you end up with the premise of Girlfriend,
yeah,
conceptually.
He basically said that in an interview.
Okay, so that was an interview. I didn't know if that was just like a working theory or if that was, like, confirmed. Okay.
No, he said he wasn't inspired by anything in particular, but during the meeting with his editor, when he proposed the story, he mentioned that in quintessential quintuplets were girls chosen. While discussing how bad he felt for the girls who were chosen, we wondered what would it be like to write a story in which everyone could be saved. And he said that since this is a manga, he'd like to do something that can't be done in the real world. So that will explain a lot of the exaggeration.
It's basically the premise is, what if everybody in the rom comedy, quote unquote, won, and then hijinks ensue.
Except for this guy doesn't realize that polyamory exists in real life, and that even if you're doing a romantic comedy, like, there's a romance part of it, and this guy can't fucking write one.
Yeah.
It definitely does not feel that. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he basically
I at least understand why the series exists and like what I think he's going for. The execution is another matter entirely.
Yeah, he basically white called in previous conversations polygon we never learned it, which you said that
You've activated the 30-day anger management chip, Jamal.
Oh god, we never learned.
Anyway, Jamal, continue while Andrew copes and seeds.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that he was making the point that whenever you try to satisfy everybody, in the end, they're satisfying nobody. And the only thing that really helped was the dub, in which Naya's actor admitted in an interview recently that a lot of the lines were ad-libbed, including some pretty banger one-liners too. So
I believe that. I really do believe that. There's definitely a couple of these where it's like, I feel like it was like, okay, can this work with the flaps? I genuinely do not. I'm not sure if monogamy is poggers was on the script.
I forgot that was in there until we watched today.
Oh god, yeah.
All right, let's just start going through the greatest fucking hits.
Let's just go through the. You know what? Yeah, let's just go through it.
Jamal,
monogamy is poggers.
Shove it down and bear with it was one of mine.
You gotta take it down to Pound Town?
You gotta take her down to Pound Town.
She gives me weird pants feelings and I'm a woman.
The alliteration of tent puns in the 5th episode. I'm all about the hashtag tent life.
I'm an asshole. Why would you trust anything I say?
That's my sleeping bag, you sluts. The second you let go of me, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Not if I shit first. Your daughter is creating thirst traps on a pro level.
Oh yeah, that one was definitely ad-libbed. He said that for sure.
Cheating on men is one thing, but revealing yourself to the world is another. What is your next trick? I don't know.
I'm a weak-willed little weenie, and we all know it.
Does that mean you're clinically horny? It must be agonizing to be down so bad. I'm naked! Really? Because sometimes I can't tell.
Christ.
I would say, though, there was one line I really did not expect. That was surgical castration. So,
oh, yeah, where he's like,
that one was in the Japanese.
Yeah, I'll get a vasectomy so that I can't get you impregnated.
Oh, good God.
God. Oh, I also just love adorable little Nagise just screaming, "That's bullshit!" Damn those mommy milkers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you take care of 2 people in this economy?
Why do you... Objectively, I'm kind of a crap sack, is one.
Yeah.
Is one that you put. God. The fucking part where Saki convinces him that girls go into heat based on the size of their tits
God.
is actually like the single funniest joke in the whole show for me.
Also, this one isn't really like one particular line. There's a very conscious decision to make Naoya add girl to sentences, and every single time it is genuinely the funniest thing. Like, you're gonna ruin your life, girl! Or Girl, you're the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, just something about adding girl to the end of a sentence with the delivery from Nalia's actor is genuinely a laugh riot.
For me, I think the funniest thing that they direct.
I forgot.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I am looking respectfully.
Honestly, I think actually the funniest thing that they have Nalia do is that whenever they fantasize about him, that they have his actor do the derpiest, dumbest voice that they can have him do.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Any of your best hits we missed, Jamal?
I'll find them later. Don't worry about it.
We could, it's a question of, do you save that for the discussion or do you just save that for now? But honestly, I truly did want to give a shout out because Peter and Madeline, the work they do for this dub, I truly think is what made me enjoy it as much as I did. And I think it's what made a lot of people want to check the dub out of this. Whether you liked the show, disliked the show, etc. They did some very funny stuff with this. And
yeah.
It was a delight to watch. So yeah, props to Peter and Madeline on this one in particular. This is a very funny production, and you could definitely tell this is a show that everybody working on it was having a fucking blast working on it.
Yeah,
and I feel bad not liking it.
You know what? That's okay, because here's the thing. I think that's the beauty of a bad show sometimes, you know?
I feel like now we have to do Hensky now. Because let's put it like this.
Oh, balls.
I enjoy Girlfriend. I would not say I'm a huge fan of it by the end of this, but I'd say I walked away from Girlfriend decently enjoying my time. I think Hensky is an objectively worse show. So, let that be something to prepare yourself.
Let that be the fucking tone setter. And I've obviously watched a lot worse than this. I just think that there was just a certain aspect of the show that just and its name starts with an N and ends with an Alia. That just really just stuck with me.
Rubbed you the wrong way.
I think it's beyond rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay.
It's such a genuine annoyance I have with a lot of male-aimed rom-coms from Japan. Also encapsulated by, just like I said, a lot of experience with guys who maybe they're not as outwardly obnoxious as Naoya, but they have a lot of that tendency of they are really dense and really dumb, and it's not charming like this show makes it out to be. Like a lot of the jokes about Naoya is that he is literally too stupid to realize that he is doing something that might upset his girlfriends or make them jealous, and it's up to them a lot of the times to have to figure it out while also being forced to compete for his affections, because he genuinely just doesn't want to fucking ever listen to them, or he'll say that he listens to them and he'll immediately go back to doing the exact same fucking thing. Because God forbid that anybody in this character other than Saki and Nagisa have an actual genuine character arc in this fucking show. And I think the thing that annoys me is that, like I said, not on a level, there's a lot of times I've just had the misfortune of interacting with particularly guy otaku, and there are female otaku out there like this too. Like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I know some pretty fucking awful female anime fans too, who just will not take anything that someone says seriously or show the ability to, listen and maybe apply themselves. Not change themselves 100%, but, maybe show some modicum of being able to, hey, I taught you something. Immediately goes back and does the other thing. Why are people annoyed with me? And after a while, that just becomes painfully unfunny for a lot of people. And I know I'm one of those people. material. So that's why I think a lot of the comedy didn't work. And like, I also have to like give Madeline and Peter some credit that they tried to make the attempts at the show's sincerity sound genuine, but just after a while, through no fault of their own, this series just has an inability to honestly be sincere for me.
I would agree that I feel like the strength is in the absurdity, that when it does try to actually play sincerity, it does come off as a little hokey as best and falling flat at worst.
Disingenuous.
Disingenuous. That is a good... I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, and like I said, it feels like this show, because it would rather focus on the absurdity of all this shit, I just don't think it has any ability to be genuine. And that's really kind of annoying when you're sitting through a show and just watching two girls have to fight against themselves and other women for the affections of a guy who is quite literally that meme of the guy and the girl holding hands, and then he's turning around and going, ooh, to the other hot girl.
Anyways, the takeaway from this is that Saki and Minase should just hook up and just ignore the Axis.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. God, Saki is absolutely working through like her bi phase through all this bullshit. So you know what? That really should happen. All right. Anyways, I think we are good to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, major props to Peter, Maddie. I had a fun time watching. Oh, I forgot one. I hope your dick rots off, you home-wrecking douchebag. Okay. I completely lost my train of thought. Okay. And with that, it is time for us to move on to our players. In tonight's... I don't even know what... Let's talk about these characters. We've only got 5 of them. It's going to be nice and simple. We have Naoya Mukai, Saki. Yes, her name is actually just Saki. Nagisa Minase, Rika Hoshizawa, a.k.a. Milika, and Shino Kiryu. Shino is Saki's basketball club best friend, who's genuinely worried about her friend getting two-timed by Naoya. Milika is a MeTuber who, through circumstances, just kind of gets roped into all this and then basically says, "You're not going to turn me down. Fuck you. And I'm going to live here now."
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody make...
She's fucking Ben Stiller from Dodgeball.
Oh my god.
Glucose shit.
Christ.
I'm not wrong.
I hate that I can see it, actually. Nagisa Minase, a girl who sees Naoya and decides, I am going to give myself a transformation makeover for 4 months. Gonna confess to him on a whim and see if this works out. Things went better than expected? Question mark. At least she has a girlfriend now. And that is Saki, who has been childhood friends with Naoya for a long time. Just recently started going out. Now they're all living together.
And she's kind of the one that has to suffer the most of her boyfriend's shitty behavior.
And then there's Naoya Mukai. He is loud. He has no filter. He literally cannot lie to save his life. He cannot suppress the things he thinks to save his life. I legitimately think if you asked him to keep a secret for, like, a surprise birthday party, he would basically just, like, give up in guilt maybe 10 minutes later. And, yeah. So, playing these characters, Shino Kiryu is played by Elizabeth Maxwell, who has played characters such as Miko Koenji in Anime Gatteries, Lin Mei in Plunderer, and Caulifla in Dragon Ball Super. Milika is played by Megan Shipman, who has played characters like Neko Fujinomiya in Masamune Ace-kun Revenge, Yuzuko Aihara in Citrus, and La Brava in My Hero Academia. Nagisa Minase is played by the show's writer, Madeline Morris, who has played characters like Yuika Koga in Hensky, Hibiki Sakura in How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and Inka Katsugatari in Fire Force. Saki is played by Brittany Lauda, who has played characters like Kirara Hoshino in Super Heroes, Kanagi Uzaki from Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, and here's a blast from the past, Leviathan in The Seven Mortal Sins. And Naoya Mukai is played by Kevin Thewell, who has played characters such as Ishikawa in Aharon-san wa Hakura 9, Rain Shroud in Beast Tamer, and Ray White in The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. So, let's start from the bottom. Who wants to talk about Shino, aka Elizabeth Maxwell, first?
I'll admit, upon rewatch, I realized Shino is probably the smartest of the bunch, the one brain cell in this group, because she knows how serious things are between everybody. She's trying to get to the bottom of things to find out, because she's only looking out for her best friend, and she's worried that Naya is much more of a creeper than he comes off as. So when I was surprised to hear Elizabeth Maxwell in this role, because you don't hear it a lot of little girl roles. Like, usually she gets typecast as like the sexy kind of characters. At least that's something she pointed out as well.
I was definitely surprised to see Elizabeth Maxwell as this character too, because like she's kind of like the serious best friend, sporty girl.
Okay,
but also like.
Oh, okay, I say surprised. There was a time back then when I knew I was surprised to hear her play Nikki in Cap, but I was surprised she could pull off a little girl voice to the point she was unrecognizable. Here, I can pick her out very easily, and her having to be very stern, very serious, this kind of character, it was kind of refreshing. It's also kind of amusing the way she had to deal with Naya in the last 3 episodes. It was basically the whole show with her was the first 9 episodes were, alright, Elizabeth Maxwell, you got your paycheck. And then the last 3 episodes were where Shino gets really intense.
I still very much enjoy the line, do you think you could take care of 2 people in this economy? Just...
Yeah, she's basically what I would call Miss Independent, because she got her own thing, and that's why we love her. I know she knows how to handle herself, and she's just watching out for others too. So I think among the 4, I think she is probably the most reasonable in the group. That's just my opinion and why I like her as a character. So
the amount of brain cells these people have are lacking. She gets to hold the brain cell the longest.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Hang on, let me look up something. Please keep going.
If you're looking up what I think you're looking up, you're gonna be disappointed. Anyway, Elizabeth Maxwell did the part very well. I just wish, she had, more to do with, the first 9 episodes other than just being a side character that you see in the intro. Because, I like to do what's called the Mod syndrome, where if a character shows up in an intro, they're bound to be very important later on. And or if a character looks like their headshot, they probably know how to be themselves in the show. No, it's actors, not their characters, but sometimes they may look like them. But Elizabeth Maxwell was very fun and very, very serious, as she knows. That's all I got to say. You done looking up what you're looking up?
See, I don't even know what you think I was looking up. I was going to look up a specific thing. This is a little more into my discussion about this show in general. Are either of you two familiar with the trope term named the idiot ball?
Yes.
For those who do not know, the idiot ball trope basically is a moment where a normally competent character suddenly becomes incompetent, knowingly or otherwise, which fuels an episode, a plotline, or any number of smaller threads. The make or break of what Girlfriend is that it is a show pretty much based exclusively around the concept of characters holding the idiot ball at regular intervals or at all times.
Personally, I think Naoya has the idiot anal bead shoved up his ass at all times.
Probably. But yeah, Elizabeth Maxwell is definitely... I know that sort of broke the flow there, but I was just like literally trying to figure out like ways to describe the show, and I think, yeah, this is an idiot ball comedy. If you can tolerate that, sure. If that bothers you, yeah, I completely get it too. So yeah, Elizabeth Maxwell, yeah, no, she's pretty good. It's definitely an interesting character for her to take on, but I think she's definitely, she means well, she is doing her best. She's got a lens flare ass. Like, I was rewatching the show, and it's like they do the whole hot spring thing, where it's like, oh no, you think I'm fucking him right now through comedic shenanigans because anime. It's anime. Like even my own tolerance, there's a couple of anime things where I'm like,
The
okay,
ass
yeah.
J.J. Abrams was made to love.
No comment.
Christ. Ass shines with the flow of the rising sun ass, yeah. Like, it's clear they're doing the whole censorship thing. Like, you see the beams of light and all that, but I wasn't just expecting a shot where it's literally just a whole sun as she's running out the door. I'm like, okay. Blinded by the light.
Localized entirely in this anime girl's ass? Can I see it? No.
I'm just thinking that.
Personally,
I'm just thinking that. Sorry,
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I'm thinking that one scene from Asobi Base where that guy just shoots a laser off his butt, and I'm like,
Good morning, Japanator. There's the girl with the the sun in her ass who lives next door.
They say she has a sunny disposition.
She has a sunny defecation.
oh god,
Oh god. No. Yeah, this is.
Anyway, while they die, I will talk about Elizabeth Maxwell.
Please do.
I think she does fine. I think that she's good at being like kind of the stern, more like looking out for her best friend. I would like to point out that she is also, of course, the only reasonable person in this, because she's the only one who I think ever actually explicitly calls out how not only is Naoya fucking with them now, he's fucking with their futures. Because he never thought about how, polyamory is illegal in Japan. Or as they keep calling it in the show, polygamy. And basically everybody, including Naoya, basically calls his relationship him being a 2 and 3 timer. When, by the by, I have a lot of, a surprising amount of polyamorous friends. And if I don't know how many of them would actually like the show, because I think a big thing about the relationship, it's built on mutual respect and want between all parties. And I think it's kind of insulting to especially have one of the people in the relationship, let alone all of them, refer to one member as a cheater all the time. And I think that's a lot of why this kind of falls apart for me. And I genuinely think Elizabeth does a good job of being the bad guy, especially sticking up for her friend, because she's right. She's genuinely right about him. That he is a selfish, narcissistic asshole, and that he never thought about Saki, because she knows Saki as well as him, and Saki is I like the impliance that she's just too stupid to say no, but I think it's more she's way too nice to actually say no to him. But I think Elizabeth does a great job being that, and I honestly hate that it's implying that she's also going to be part of this absolute fucking clown fiesta of a relationship at the end, but Elizabeth did a good job.
Alrighty.
Andrew? Are you still thinking about pooping sunshine?
Oh, Christ. So, like... Okay, no, I was going somewhere, and then I'm immediately shoving that back where the sun don't shine. Hey, turned it back around. Alright, so, speaking of that, Milika. Megan Shipman as Milika. Megan, did you want to go first about Milika? Talk about Milika.
Yeah, because I think she's the best character in the show.
I gotta say, I actually was not expecting that at all, and I actually kind of do want to hear your thoughts on this.
I like Milka a bunch because she is 100% the taste of his own medicine. Like, is Milka bitchy? Yes! Does she have a right to be a total bitch? Yes, because everybody shits on her just for her choices in life. Like, she decided she wasn't really good at anything, so, like Nagi says, so she decided to become good at something. And if that being good at something is, hoisting the girls up on YouTube for views, I don't have a fucking problem with that. You get it, girl. And
all things considered, more power to her for that, yeah.
Yeah, and like she even says, and like everybody else says, she's actually become good enough that she's editing her own shit at like a professional level as a 15-year-old or something. And like, she's tenacious. Homegirl made a fucking shower. Like,
fucking shower.
Like, yo, Milika is like not to be messed with. I like her character a lot because I think she's the only one that has a genuine reason to like him. That isn't based off him, or literally watching him hit on another girl and deciding, I want that for my life. Or being the poor girl who was just finally given into that asshole dude who's been, like, begging you for years to go out with him. Like, she never really wants him at first, and I like the idea that she only falls in love with him because she thinks that he thinks he's too good for her. And she's like, well, I'm not having that in my fucking house. So good on her for being like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm hot and I know it. I think my other reason for really liking her is that she is quite literally the exact same as Naoya, but a lot of people hate her and think she's quote-unquote the worst character. But, like, let's be real. She's doing the exact same thing Naoya did to fucking Saki for years, and literally an episode beforehand where he literally keeps going on the balcony and yelling at her to come over and talk, throwing things at her, wasting his money to get her to come over, and he has to keep browbeating her into doing anything to actually communicate with her. And I think the reason that I like it a lot is that Megan's performance is so fucking good.
It is very funny.
I genuinely did not expect this to be Megan Shipman, and this is not the Megan Shipman voice I'm used to. I'm used to her being a lot more of like the cutesy Hanamaru Anya types, maybe a little bit sultry, or like her other really big performance that wasn't Anya this year, I think was she was the lead in Akiba's Sailor Uniform, the anime about middle school girls made by aliens.
Okay, that one you directly stole from me.
Oh yeah, 100% I'm stealing that one for you because the other joke was that it was the anime directed by Quentin Tarantino.
That is the obvious one, yeah.
The alien, no, it was directed by an alien who's a Quentin Tarantino film buff.
I could suffice with that.
And that was even more like the more cutesy moe stuff. And I like the fact that Milika looks like a cutesy moe girl. She's even got the little fangies. So that's how
I do like the fangies, yes.
Andrew, I'm pretty sure a girl could have fangies that go back like a shark's teeth row, and you'd let her blow you.
Okay, look. This show didn't give her the flesh fangs. It's got, like, actual chompers and, like, actual canines.
Could you imagine, like...
Plus.
Okay, this is just out because we're talking about flesh fangs. Now imagining that Nagatoro is actually, like, some sort of fucking alien they dropped on Earth, and that one day, like, she's gonna open her mouth to Senpai, and it's just gonna, like, unhinge at her jaw and open, and, like, a tongue's gonna come out, and it's just gonna be, like, rows and rows of flesh fangs just going back into her throat.
And then Senpai's just gonna look at that and just go,
Jackpot.
Jackpots! Yeah!
Shout out to you, American Dragon Jake Long fans!
I still think about the fact that, like, the American Dragon Jake Long guy was basically... I forgot if he found out or if other people told him, where it's like, he was gonna start working at Disney, and it's like, okay, I just have to let you know right now.
There's going to be so much porn of your characters.
Literally just showed him all of the fucking Disney porn that has
wasn't
been
it like specifically Kim Possible porn?
I think it probably was Kim Possible porn, yeah. Where it's like, this is going to happen to you. Brace yourselves and down the hatches.
Brace your hole.
What the fuck is going on?
You're welcome, Jamal, for horror.
Call me, reach me, if you want to.
Call me. Milika wanted to call in beep Naoya's PDA, if you know what I mean. But I think the thing I really like about this, and it's also something I genuinely like about a lot of the other characters, is that the female voices are allowed to do, like, growly, like, textury stuff that a lot of other shows wouldn't do, and that I'm gonna give it credit for. I think, to me, the other thing is that Megan Shipman also does do a lot of Milika's vulnerabilities really well, like, specifically when they're doing their little, like, 5-minute hot tub date. And
I actually did think that was a cute scene, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, for some reason, this show is only, like, really genuine between two characters when it's now you're doing stuff for Milika. Like, when he stands up to her dad, who's played by Ben Phillips, and is great.
Oh god, he's there for, like, maybe 5-10 minutes, and he's just got some great reactions, and I love, like, when he takes the phone, is like, oh, I'll give it back.
Yeah, and, like, I genuinely believe the most selfless thing that Naoya does in this entire show is actively stand up to her dad about her titty tuber career.
He compliments her thirst traps.
They're on a pro level. And like, again, a lot of my enjoyment actively came from Milika being a piece of shit, to be honest. Because she
You know what? That's fair.
You know what? She fucking earned that shit. Like, I too would be, like, obviously she starts out in a bad place wanting to expose them all to everybody at school, which I think is kind of shit. But at the same time, I honestly think that Naoya needs to be publicly humiliated in a way that doesn't get him off to teach him a lesson. But anyway, anybody else want to talk about Megan Shipman, who's awesome as Milika, best girl?
So if I had to at least explain my initial thoughts of this, because I did originally go into this kind of being a little put off by Milika. I think in that regard, I was actually approaching it, despite the fact that I said this was kind of a gag comedy. For Milika, I was kind of approaching it more on the rom-com territory. And I guess maybe some of that stuff was originally what, like, put me off a little bit, but I won't deny Chaos Gremlin child energy in a show like this is not a bad energy to have. And without a doubt, yeah, Megan Shipman is absolutely hysterical as Milika. She gets a lot of very funny lines, retorts. She bounces off of every other character she interacts with, especially Saki, especially Naoya, exceptionally well. Just that very much, like, one is, like, trying to, like, let her down gently, the other is, like, outright antagonism, and it's like, you know what, yeah, it's very amusing. Also, Girl did, like, a whole Spartan program because she didn't want to be cold.
Bless her heart, she's fucking jacked into that outfit.
It's like she did it, and then it's like, marvel at me, worship me. It's like, dude, you smell so bad.
Yep.
You smell rank.
You smell rank. I have to remember, I think it was specifically episode 6 where I was like, this is the most unhinged and outright fucking funny the script goes, and it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the one where it's like, not if I shit first or something.
Yeah, that's that episode.
Yep.
Not if I shit first.
Like, it is a fucking experience. I will say this. I think a lot of my own frustrations in that I think Milika is a type of character I would enjoy. Aesthetically, Milika's got it. I think in a romantic comedy scenario, Milika is a character that would actively annoy me or be off-putting in like another rom-com.
Oh yeah, no, I would hate her in another rom-com again if I didn't think she was active. Like, I don't even think she's the worst character in the show, so.
I will admit I got at least a new perspective on that talking about it. I will say, in a normal romantic comedy scenario, a character like Milika would actively put me off. And I think from that perspective was how I was originally viewing the lens of Milika. But from the lens of, oh, this is a fucking chaos bitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Milika does work for the fucking chaos that is. And Megan Shipman, absolutely hysterical, biting, while also being adorable when she wants to be.
Yeah, that's Megan Shipman, not sure for you. You know, I met her a couple months back. I told her we were doing this episode, and she was in face.
Surprise, Andrew.
Fuck me. Okay.
Oh, you're not the one talking about the sun coming out of someone's ass. Calm down.
Don't worry, unless somebody says it to her, she's never gonna see this.
You can think that.
I know enough people are going to see this. I just hope I don't have to confront it.
You're just like, I never want to have to lock eyes with these people.
Look, there are those who I know are cool, where it's like, I can look eyes with you because you know what this is about. And then there's some where it's like, okay, you might know what this is about, but I'm erring on the side of caution. And then there are some where it's like, okay, we are big fans. We love your work. I know you see like 400 or so videos. Please don't click that. No. Stay away. It's like shooing a cat away from like your dinner. It's like, no.
I will not apologize for art.
Anyway, she knows what she's about. And fun fact, because I'm not going to watch this in the Japanese, it's also Yuzu from Citrus playing this character. But anyway.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, she's a pretty cool person. I met her at Otaku Fest like in January. And she is very chill and very understanding. I will say though, there was at one point an Anya cosplay in front of me, gave her like 8 stellar stars. And she turned to right next to her was Natalie. And she's like, look, mama, I got 8 stellar, all 8 stellar. And she's like, I'm very proud of you, honey.
That's cute.
I think my favorite sorry to talk about Anya and interrupt you. I think my favorite Anya video I've seen lately is a TikTok of it's one Yor doing the minions tonight. We steal the moon. And it's Anya's tonight. We steal the peanuts. And they all start screaming, and like my favorite part of them is like a decent amount of them are just big burly dudes dressed as Anya.
Delightful.
Yeah. Delightful. Speaking of delightful, Megan Shipman is this character because at first I was in Camp Andrew too because I was like, it's not kind of character I want to deal with, and then after hearing both of your perspectives, it definitely makes sense. It's just I've never heard Megan so far out of a wheelhouse like this because she has to play this bratty type who kind of starts to have a little bit of character growth herself when she has like this self-actualization that, oh no, I might actually be falling for this mod. And she's just trying to keep up appearances while... Actually, no, she's not keeping up appearances. She's
absolutely fucking not. Dear Google, am I a morosexual?
She is very bad at, like, keeping appearances. She's also very not great at, cleaning her trail. She got blackmailed very easily.
Yeah. It's amazing, but yeah, like you said, in a normal rom-com, this wouldn't be the type of character you deal with. But now that I think about it, I do think Milika is. Well, she's very genuine in her approach. She's very brash. She's very hot, very neat. Of course, Shino's still my favorite character because she's basically real. She knows how to keep it real. But I did like Megan's take on Milika. And the fact that you don't see Megan play a lot of characters like this is kind of saying something, but you know.
It's definitely a very impressive showing of a type of character I usually do not hear her play at all.
Yeah, basically.
And yes, it was indeed very, like, for all my original misgivings, Megan Shipman was absolutely fucking funny.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What makes any of this work is can these performances make these lines and these deliveries as fucking manic, deranged, and fucking funny as can be.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Not if I shit first!
God. The answer in both Elizabeth's case and especially Megan's case, absolutely. Which... So Madeline Morris as Nagisa Minase.
That's bullshit!
So, the thing that works for this vocal performance is that the perspective of Nagisa Minase is she is a little puppy dog ooh-woo girl trying to be the most puppy dog ooh-woo girl can be for appearances. And for most of the show, she does a pretty good job at keeping up the squeaky cutesiness. But every now and then, there's just that little crack, that little slip, or just like that little like where it's almost like the voice gives out, and there's like a little crack, or just like a couple of something a little more crude that comes out, and it's just really, really fucking funny. Because every time she'll be trying to be like cute and adorable and keep up appearances, sometimes she'll be like to keep her cover, she'll just go, I'm just really backed up.
Just, God, me too, girl. I too would fake having the runs to learn math. Granted, I'm not always faking it.
Christ, I also just like the actual, like, the fact that it's like, okay, I spent a shonen training arc to try and be hot and know how to cook. And then their reaction, I just appreciate that their reaction to finding that out
is, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, even now, he's like, you put your future on the line, girl! And she's just like, I mean, oh no, why did I do that? It's like,
yeah, honestly, girl, you literally saw him flirt with another woman, and were like, yeah.
God, I wish that was me.
Yeah, this is the game plan. This is the game plan.
Sometimes you gotta put all your chips down on the table and say, bet. And whatever happens, happens.
Except for sometimes that bet is literally betting on, like, a fucking Kia Soul that has one tire and barely drives more than 5 miles, but everyone insists it's a good car.
And the engine won't stop screaming.
That's because it's on fire.
It's like looking at the little dog that keeps humping all the pillows and go, oh, isn't that cute? I want it. Look, he's an astronaut. Look how much the red rocket comes out.
Oh no! Oh fuck! Okay.
Mr. Peanut Butter goes to space.
I kind of lost the plot of this, and I was still thinking about the fact that, like, I described Nagisa as, like, the little uwu dog. So for a second, I thought the dog in this scenario was Nagisa.
Oh no, the dog. The dog is Naoya, and that dog needs his balls neutered.
Christ.
Mr.
Help
Peanut
prevent
Butter
the pep-
goes to space.
Help prevent the pet population. Have your dog spayed or neutered.
So, as I've described before...
Help control your fuckboy population.
Control your...
Sorry, Andrew, go ahead.
I feel like I knew what I was signing up for tonight, but I also sometimes forget what I signed up for tonight.
How long have you been friends with us?
Point taken. So, I described before that Girlfriend is an idiot ball comedy. In that, especially the majority of the show is that it is three's a company. So it's Naoya, it's Saki, and it's Minase. Minase is the one who gets to hold the brain cell the most. I feel like I like the fact that she is cute as a button and like means well and like wants to do her best and is probably the most successful communicator of the three by a country mile. I also feel like she is very capable of leaking your IP address if you ever cross her.
Yeah.
I think that one meme is like, what would your reaction to like a negative comment on the internet be?
Cry.
Where it's like, it's some of them would be cry, some of them would be like your mom.
I just delete it.
And then some of them are just, I'm a leak. It's just leaking your IP address. That's Nagisa, Minase. Girl has a very impressive ability to blackmail. And you know what? Good for you, sweetie. Good for you.
Good job, honey. You're doing your best, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, fucking Madeline as like this adorable little puppy dog girl. Like, it's adorable, it's cute, it's sweet, but what makes it work is when, like, the facade drops and the voice cracks, and every now and then she gets to say something a little foul.
That's bullshit!
The that's bullshit is so good because it's the right level of squeak crack and just, like, the cutesy ooh anime girl speaking foul language is...
I think my other favorite delivery that she does is in the last episode where she's running away because she, like, for once, I think she was actually doing the right thing, being like, no, I want you to focus on the other girl because she needs you to focus on her for a little bit. It's okay. I'm okay with this. But because Nagisa can't, but of course the show literally just has Naoya browbeat her into basically being like, well, maybe I do actually want to be treated as much at the same time, blah, 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 and I'm hiding my feelings. Nah, girl. Be the bigger homie. Sorry. So, but when it's like, what would you do if we broke up and I got together with another guy? That's cheating! Takes one to know one!
Is a very good line, yeah.
Which,
like the whole scene.
God, that entire fucking scene sums up, I think, how much I actually fucking hate that Naoya, so. And I think the other thing, too, I really like about Maddie's performance is just how, like, she can play the innocent, just, I did this all for you, and that girl in a rom-com who's, like, the wistful one who worked so hard, and she's, like,
the mom girlfriend, basically.
Or the cute little sister type.
Oh yeah, that's also
but in reality, she's also got, like, you know, the heart of a snake. Like, she's like the fucking predator of uwu anime girls. She lures you in with, like, the cutesy thing, but when she opens her jaw, the second mouth comes up and kills you.
Crouching copy-headed snake.
Why do we keep coming back to cute anime girls unhinging their jaws?
Because maybe, just maybe, I want an actual monster harem show where the monster girls don't just look like humans. And I also want them to eat men.
You're still not over Monster Musume, are you?
Was I ever going to be over that travesty of a fucking show?
Fair enough.
You mean me, the woman who literally subscribes to Patreon to a person who exclusively draws, like, really cool fucking monster porn isn't over monster girlfriends. Think about that. The streams of Shitty Crossing.
Your parents are our patrons, just saying.
I know. I don't fucking care at this point. You don't think my mom has done some fucking unhinged shit as a woman from Brooklyn who grew up there in, like, the 60s through 80s? Do you think that woman's fucking pure? She's Irish and from Brooklyn. Do you think that woman hasn't done some freaky fucking shit? You don't think my mom has fucked? I may have not come out of her vagina, but that woman has fucked.
Oh, God.
And guess what? Your mom fucked, Jamal's mom fucked, everyone's mom is fucked. They've probably done some kinky fucking shit and you don't know about it.
Look, as much as
That's
I
right.
That's
That's right, viewer. Your mom has had intercourse. She's done the dirty. She's rode the bananas. She's rode the banana floaty. She's gone down the vanilla cream slide. She's maybe had some shit up her Hershey Highway. Your mom has fucked.
Statistically, there's a probability that somebody in our audience, one of their parents, was... Statistically, there's a probability that, like, the mother of one of our viewers probably pegged their dad.
One of your parents might have fucked on the Garfield Dark Ride. Also, your dads have fucked too. Anyway, back to Nagisa. You know who else's parents also fucked? Nagisa's.
I love Nagisa.
You know who's not allowed to fuck? Nagisa.
This fucking Nagisa deserves to fuck all she wants. That girl can get it.
Nagisa should get to know the experience of being scuba diving. She should open her Taco Bell.
Are you saying somebody should get that Nagisa booty?
Oh my god, that is such a deep cut.
That's why I thought you would go with that lens flare comment earlier.
I was very confused, but...
Nagisa's got IPC. Nagisa's got Osama bin Laden's Animal Crossing file in her ass.
Jamal, holy shit, motherfucker. Please talk to me about what you think about Madeline Morris as Nagisa. Fucking now.
This is against Maddie's typecast because Maddie would usually play like some type of character like the Saki character we're going to talk about next. But I do like how she plays this genuine, sweet puppy dog. This is a little cutie patootie attitude. Oh, fuck. God. What the fuck?
Are you thinking about your dad? Are you thinking about your parents, fucking boy?
You leave my mother out of this.
I'm sorry, Andrew brought mine in.
Yeah, but I ain't do nothing to you.
You know what? Fair. I'm sorry, Jamal. I'm sorry for the collateral damage. Address all of your anger towards the man whose name who starts with an A.
Oh, good.
Hi. I'm gonna pet my cat now.
That's right. You pet that pussy.
I will. Thank you.
Y'all already put me in the tight spots now.
That's what she said.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Madeline did very well playing against typecast. I really liked her performance as Nagisa. Of course, Nagisa, out of the three, is kind of the standout. I do want to talk about someone who Saki said too down here every now and then, but I'll wait till we get to that part of the conversation. But I need to breathe.
You need a second to process your thoughts. I get you.
Yeah, just give me like 2 minutes.
I apologize for nothing, for I have done nothing wrong in my life, and I know this.
Yep, by the way, crunchy meows are the best, by the way.
I'm sending Crimson a cornbread horsehead in the mail.
Yeah.
Why a cornbread horse head? Why just not a regular horse head?
Because he hates cornbread.
Fair enough. You're gonna. It's not his fault this happened. It's Andrew's fault. Send Andrew a cornbread horse head.
But he requested this episode, and you know he's gonna get his money's worth.
Damn right.
Of course he fucking is. He's not the one who tried to insinuate that my mother is like offended by what the fuck I'm into. Like, you don't think she fucking hears this?
Fair enough.
Do you understand? You two know me. You've met me in real life. You all know that I have the voice of a bullhorn. You don't think she hears the shit that I say?
So did we start back up? Figure out
At this point,
up.
yes.
Yeah, that's all the thoughts I had on Madeline. She did very well. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Nagisa is adorable and precious, and I do think Maddie's take on her is very fun, very amusing, and it's cute to have the cute anime girl say that's bullshit.
I apologize, Madeline Morris, that you had to be subjected to a rant. Your mother is also a saint.
Saki's mother told her to fuck.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? You know what? I gotta say this. You know how all of our parents are like, don't have sex, you will have sex and then you'll die? And then they're like, we want grandbabies. What fucking answer? What do you fucking want, people? Do you want us to, I can't just, Virgin Mary a baby out of my pussy. So do you want me to fuck or not?
I just like that Saki's mom is just like, has a whole thing where it's like, oh my god, you two haven't fucking boned. My daughter is a 10 out of 10. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Absolutely.
And then buys her a bunny outfit. And then just like I love what the little like in between section thing where she's just looking up more sexy outfits online. And props to Kelsey Maher for this adorable delivery. Aw, look at the little bear.
She's got Saki's mom is the mom from fucking Mean Girls, but anime edition.
So this is just as perfect a segue to talk about. Let's talk about Brittany Lauda as Saki.
The best performance in the show and the reason why you should watch this dub.
Yeah.
Legitimately, we were telling you should watch the dub of Girlfriend because it is funny and it's just genuinely entertaining. The price of admission is worth it alone for just how fucking incredible Brittany Lauda is as Saki.
And my favorite thing is that they let her actually go deep and just not all cutesy uwu the whole time, because Saki is also kind of a cutesy uwu girl, but she's aggressive with that capital fucking A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Basically, it allowed Brittany to expand her range. Like from the cutesy stuff to the really aggressive stuff. Like I think even at one point, you could hear a doctor voice in there. It's like, oh wow, we get down right into it, aren't we?
I specifically remember hearing her doctor from Akudama Drive when she is attempting to try and pounce. And then that scene ended exactly as well as you think it did, with her just saying, I bet you wanted to feel some Nagisa titty! And she's just running out the room crying.
Which, to be fair, he does, and you know what, I will save my bio for now section. I think my other favorite thing, the one thing I will say though, is I hate that the show has kind of lessens her stuff as it gets to the last couple episodes. Because then she kind of feels like the normal anime girl because she's not the focus of what's going on. But goddamn does she chew the scenery and everything she's in. And I think for me, the best parts of her performance are the parts where she doesn't just sound like a stereotypical anime girl just because she looks like one. And they let her have a lot of fun with her voice. And it genuinely reminds me of one of the things I like about when dubs do that. Even though if the girl looks like she's the cutesy moe girl, for the record, because it's me and I can't go one episode these days without mentioning my favorite video game ever with a free expansion up to level 60, including the Heaven's Ward expansion. It is actually my favorite thing that the dub of Final Fantasy XIV does, is that it takes a a female character who is very much more of a masculine tomboy and stuff, kind of a bit like Saki is, and instead of giving her like the more stereotypical like tsundere high pitched voice, she has a much more, her voice is, I think, actually almost as deep as her twin brothers. And it sounds great because it fits her character more. And I like that Brittany gets to do that. I like that Brittany gets to, also when Saki is 100%, I normally don't like when the anime girl slaps the guy, but Saki deserves it. But I want to talk about what is the single funniest joke in the show. Yeah, and that is Saki convincing Naoya that Milika is just in heat like a cat.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going.
Because both her and Nagisa are like,
we gotta get rid of this bitch.
And also because if he even considers the idea that there is something there, things are about to get complicated and stupid.
Yeah, and so of course it's up to the two of them to fix that, instead of now you're realizing that he's already made the situation complicated and that he actually needs to grow as a person and stop falling in love with the first girl who is a modicum of nice to him. But
so the joke.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, no, and like the way that she's doing it's like, no, she just will throw herself at any guy who's there. The bigger her booze, the bigger the heat. Which leads me to the statement that I thought at one point was going to be the most cursed thing I was going to say at this podcast. But that has been dethroned by the fact that I have let all of you know that unless your mother is an asexual who has sex with some people, that your mother has canonically fucked in real life. It is that I 100% believe that Saki is a fan of what is known as the Omegaverse. And did you know that in the Omegaverse, regardless of gender, an alpha can impregnate an Omega? So at this point, that the two of them, Alpha Saki and Omega Nagisa, need to cut their beta, Naoya, out of their lives and just get freaky.
Girls experimenting with her bi phase.
God, she is such a fucking down bi girl, and God bless her heart, Saki.
Fucking, yeah, bless her heart.
Yeah, I really like Brittany as this character because as funny she cast this character, I find it funny for two reasons. One, I remember she played a little sister character in My Girlfriend is Show Bitch, and she has a best friend named Saki. She calls Saki Cho affectionately, which means just a tip. Also,
oh my god, it doesn't actually.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a joke in the show. And the other thing was she played a redhead character, and she played one in a Goblin Slayer called Cowgirl, which kind of makes that Mommy Milker side all the more funnier.
Oh right. Oh yeah, she was the cowgirl in that.
But yeah, I like how Brittany gets to play this character because it's for her it's playing as typecast. Like you could swap Madeline and Brittany and everything would be fine, but this was much better because, as we said before, Brittany gets to expand her range. Like, not like that. Like she gets to be. You don't ever see her as aggressive as in other shows as you do here. And I really like how
I would argue that Doctor is way more aggressive than Saki any day.
But remember that Doctor let's just a reminder though that doctor services are not covered under your health insurance in America.
Alright, let me take that back. You don't see as aggressive as often. Doctor was a rare exception. If you can think of any more, please leave some in the comments. But yeah. But the fact of the matter is that Saki's character as a whole is just, she does have a bit of a naivete at times when she's just tried to, her attempts to cozy up to Nadia, which kind of fails. In some ways it was funny, in some ways I couldn't help but feel bad for the girl. But yeah, you're right, she's just going through a phase. Like, she's dating a guy who's so dense and milquetoast, he might as well be grilled cheese. And this Madeline taught me, sex is between you, the person you love, and the grilled cheese you love, but she can just cut out the grilled cheese.
I sort of lost the plot of this analogy. So is eating Nagisa out like eating a grilled cheese? Is that where we're going with this?
No, you boy, I was talking about a threesome, but she could just cut the grilled cheese out, which is Nadia.
I don't believe for a second that Naoya knows how to give somebody an orgasm.
I don't think he knows how to give himself one.
I don't even think he knows how sex works.
I do not believe he has ever masturbated. I can believe that.
No, because if he
himself,
masturbated
but...
to any one of them, it would be not treating the other one equally.
Nah, he thinks holding hands is lewd. Actually, no, that was Saki. Never mind.
No, they hold hands, and it's like the most awkward fucking like scene in the whole show.
What we're saying is Saki and Minache should fuck. Anyways, where the fuck was that? God, I'm losing.
This joke went off better in my head.
Yeah, not trying to grill you on that one, but this was a little bit cheesy.
Anyway,
Brittany Loud is fucking fantastic.
Cornbread horse heads for Andrew.
Like, honestly, like, Brittany Lauda is an extremely talented actor, has absolutely done a plethora of different characters. Brittany's no stranger to comedies.
Oh, yeah.
This is genuinely the funniest thing I've ever heard her do. And, like, I already really liked her in stuff like The Great Jahi and, like, a couple other stuff from the past year or two. But, like, Saki is next level. Like, Brittany uses every bit of the chaotic vocal register. She can be cute, she can be sincere, she can be mean, she can be violent, she can be a fucking little gremlin, she can just genuinely be so broken her side and be like, oh, I am literally dying right now. And also, it is very funny. It is so funny listening to Brittany Lauda curse. Calling somebody a busty little bitch, a home-wrecking slut. Just damn those mommy milkers.
Yeah.
Like, there's a fucking line where she's going through her private Twitter thing, and it's like, screw you, Naoya, you fucking douchebag. I hope your dick rots off. It's just like, they don't get away with the F-bomb, but they use everything else under the sun. And,
yeah, basically.
God damn it. If I was to sell you on Girlfriend, it is that basically Brittany Lauda as Saki is a career-defining, chewing the scenery of any actor would be lucky to get the chance to do. And goddamn it, Brittany Lauda is absolutely fucking perfect. Fantastic, 100%, no notes.
I will say
star of the show.
I will say before we wrap this section, one little thing I really liked, which is usually a nitpick in other shows, but I really liked it here, is that sometimes when she gets real angry or surprised, she sounds a little incoherent, but I think that kind of adds to the emotionality factor for performance, because it really conveys, it really hits home what the message she's trying to send out. Like, basically, are you incapable of rational thought? You cannot be this stupid. It's what she's trying to get at. I really liked it. So that's just something I've picked up on. So
it is just a very, very fucking funny performance. It's
easily the best in the show.
It is easily the best in the show. I'm going to preface this next section, and I'm going to say, usually we talk about the character and the performance kind of together. I'm going to make an executive decision and say, let us talk about Kevin Thewell first.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, anything I say about how much I hate Naoya as a character is not I hate Kevin Thewell. It's I hate this character. I would hate him if anybody played him. Like, there is nothing that Kevin could have done to fix what the Japanese put there.
Except ad-lib.
No, I don't like the idea that even if Kevin ad-libbed, that it would fix the character. Because as much as everybody's like, haha, just ad-lib things, just ghost stories, everything, I don't think that's appropriate to do.
Oh, no, not like that. God, no.
No, and like I said, not even, like, a ton of ad-libbing would have help this for me, just because I don't like the character, and there's nothing that Kevin or any actor could do to, you know, make me enjoy this character existing. Kevin's performance is great. I think the best thing about him is that I can tell Kevin's at least being more self-aware in the performance than I think the Japanese is in the writing.
There's something just about the way that I think Kevin actually does play him that does at least make it work. Like, if I was to say specifically about Kevin's voice in particular, is that it just got this very dorky and endearing cadence to it.
Yeah, and I think that the thing that really sells me on his performance is when they do the fantasy versions of him, when the girls are like, oh no, he's gonna leave us, and he sounds like the biggest dumb twerk on the planet, where it's like, yeah, baby, monogamy is poggers.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, they all think he's absolutely stupid. And even the part where they're like, where he's like, girl, I really want to go out with you. And just, I do think that Kevin gets a lot of what the show attempts to think is sincerity across.
Oh, he does.
But again, I don't think that this show itself is capable of actually making anything that Naoya does, just, you know, actually, you
good?
Sorry, the Blues Brother theme is going through my head right now because I'm trying to focus words.
You want me to take the ball, or you want me to...
You can't even... Just the balls. The balls are inert.
The idiot ball is very much the prevalent theme for tonight.
Naoya does not hold the idiot ball. He has an idiot ball gag.
Ooh, that is wordplay and a sex joke. Impressive.
Just like your mom last night.
Okay, come the fuck on. That one wasn't even deserved. Fucking Christ.
Oh, good God.
But
like, again, I don't like Naoya, and I just want to get this off my plate without interruption, because I feel like I just need to say this. I know a lot of us here are very big fans of the wonderful little rom-com of a show called Suridure Children. And I wish that it had physical versions of the manga, because I would love to own physicals of that manga, because...
God, does it not?
It's digital only. And I'm pissed because it's fucking Kodansha.
Yeah, that checks out.
But there's one part, and if you've ever seen the show, there's a really nerdy guy that's played by Aaron Dismuke. And he goes, romantic comedy protagonists are always surrounded by beautiful girls, right? The protagonist is fond of himself, but he's dense and doesn't pay attention to anything at all and doesn't get involved with any girl. What would happen if he existed in real life? He'd be a real piece of shit, right? Like, outside that doesn't... And even then, Naoya doesn't actually get involved with any of the girls beyond the superficial level of, well, I guess I'm dating you, and by dating you, I mean literally not letting you have your own agency, to the point where I think the first time they do that, and they're like, can you please just actually let us try to do things for you, instead of you just being like, nope, I'm the one who put you in this because I'm a selfish weenie, and woe is me. And again, I genuinely think that he's such a shitty person, because, first of all, one, he makes such a, like, his introductory character moment is talking about how much he loves Saki. And then Saki decides to make a joke about, don't go off and cheat on me while I'm at basketball practice, ha ha ha. And he takes it so seriously. And he's like, I would never cheat. How dare you think that of me? And she's like, dude, it's just a joke. Like, calm the fuck down, my guy. And the first thing that he quite literally does is cheat on her. Like, he just tells a girl that he's hot. He's like, yeah, I'll go out with you, but I have a girlfriend. And their first thing to do is they trick her. his thing isn't to just go up to her with Nagisa and be like, this girl asked me out. I also have feelings for her for some inexplicable reason, because quite literally she just made him lunch and said, I did all these things to win your affections, even though you and I have never talked to each other in our life. And his thing is like, cool, I can do that. And they trick Saki into doing this and have to beg on their hands, and he has to beg on his hands and knees with Nagisa to even do this. And he just doesn't get it. And I find it really annoying that the whole series is him having to be explained to time and time again that he is a naive asshole. He's a impulsive, naive asshole. And while sometimes, like, it's nice when he's standing up for somebody and making them feel good about themselves, it's kind of terrible when he's a boyfriend. He's a terrible fucking boyfriend. But because this is, you know, a lot of people like to excuse that with, oh, it's a wacky gag comedy, not saying anybody on this podcast, I'm saying just people in general who are anime fans, oh, it's a wacky comedy, you don't have to think that deep about it. It's that at the end of the day, this is a romantic comedy. Like, if you're going to be self-aware about the romance or something about it, like, have actual respect for the thing that you're going to try to spoof, unless it's something that is so absolutely vile that it doesn't need to be respected, you know, like the Nazis. You don't have to be respectful to the Nazis to shit on them. Look at fucking the producers. That had no respect for them, and it's great! But, like, the thing is that for a lot of people, they're all like, oh, this is the way that anime should be done with romance. Everybody wins, there are no losers, blah, blah, blah. And I think because the author of the series doesn't know how actual polyamorous relationship works, that he doesn't respect it, and having Naoya just think that he's a big old cheater the entire time is also just off-putting. I'm ranting, but Kevin, I don't like this character, and I think Kevin does a great job playing him. You just will not convince me that this is a fun character to laugh at. It kind of becomes like, a couple times at the beginning it's funny, but after like the 10th or 11th time of them doing that joke, it's like, this isn't funny, this is just pathetic. Anyway, I'm done and I will be shutting up for the rest of the segment.
I guess I'll go next on this. So, I'm just going to separate the two parts. Kevin Thorwell is definitely a very good actor. Somebody I really wanted to hear throughout. Ever since Kakashi Goto, because I really liked him in that. I thought, wow, this man is moving up in the world. He's very impressive. I also learned he's from Miami, so big ups to you, bro.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good for him.
So yeah, I managed to check out an interview he did a few days ago with, I think, Comic Freaks and Geeks or something like that. I don't know if it's hosted by Davey Screen. I'll send you the link later. But one of the things he talked about in the interview was about the show and how Naoya is kind of a very dense character, and that like how they took liberties and decided to ad-lib some of the script if the line didn't feel, I guess, to the letter of the show. Because I know, of course, Damn You Mommy Milkers was one. Thirst Traps on another level. That was all him. He decided to ad-lib.
God bless him. That one was fucking great.
Bless. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. That one's fucking brilliant.
I'm sure there was a few more he rattled off too. Because he said he was asked about if there was some lines he found himself saying that he didn't expect to say. So he understood the assignment when it came to this show.
I want to know, if I'm an asshole, why would you trust anything I say was script or him? Either way, bravo.
Oh yeah, no, bravo. I'm not saying he never misunderstood the assignment. This man knew the assignment, got an A+, and did the extra credit.
Very much so. Like, I think, like, I've definitely, yeah, Kakashi Goto was definitely the first thing I knew Kevin Thorwell's work from as well, and I'm really happy he's picking up a bunch of, like, leading stuff now, too. I think the general thing is that it is very much this sort of charming, dorky, everyman, like, voice that he gives to a lot of these characters, with the added like bonus of trying to basically play up a loud, obnoxious idiot in a show like this, and absolutely in that regard, fucking killing it.
I think something was mentioned along those lines of that, but I'd have to check the interview again. But yeah, Kevin Thorwell did a very great job playing this character. Now, as for our returning champion over here, yeah, he is a horrible character, and it's not in the ways that you expect. It's the ways that he acts, and it's like every time I hear him speak, and he's kind of has an unfiltered thought, I find myself cringing and hiding in cover. I'm like, dude, no, don't do that.
Here's the thing. I completely understand and appreciate the whole thing in that being open, being honest, is a good thing to do, especially in a relationship.
Well, yes, but you know what
there's
they say
a
about...
difference, but it's about playing poker. It's about knowing when to show and knowing when to fold.
Yeah, you must.
Naoya Mukai cannot fold to save his fucking life.
Yeah, you must learn to see and not say things sometimes. Like, it's good to be earnest, but like, not too earnest, you know?
You know how there's other shows where it's like there are dramatic plot lines and developments that could literally be solved by just talking already?
This is not that series.
There are problems that are created and exacerbated because Naoya will not stop talking already.
Also,
for comedic effect, it can work for the absurdism. If you're trying to convey anything close to drama, it's frustrating, yes.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So, like, you know, I only managed to stick with it because I wanted him a boy Kevin or something. Because I wanted.
No, Kevin's fucking like, honestly, if anything, if Naoya Mukai helps this dude get up there and like in the world and get more big roles, absolutely props, absolutely worth. And you know what? He's really fucking funny. I definitely think he does add a level of like depth to him in a way that I feel is definitely lacking in otherwise. I just enjoy the fact that he can be quiet when I don't think Naoya is ever quiet in his life, in that there's just this sort of like exacerbation to him sometimes where he's like, wait, what's going on? Like a very confused, no thought, head empty. What? Wait, why? What? Who? And I think Kevin does a good job actually being quiet about that, while also just being.
Yeah.
He delivers these absurd, ridiculous bullshit lines with such strength, charisma, and conviction that it's just delightful. More than anything.
Yeah,
more than anything, Kevin Thorwell needs to be in more goddamn comedies, because he is a fucking riot.
Yeah, for his first lead, Kevin was actually great. Kind of makes me morbidly curious for the show he's in now, because he mentioned that like some of his later leads, well, one is kind of OP, the other is kind of Playboy. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Are they shows that haven't come out, or?
No, they're out.
Are you talking about the Ice Blade Sorcerer, where he plays the guy who's weirdly jacked, but the show looks like it was like animated on $5, some string, and some pocket lint?
Yeah, he did mention that.
Oh, isn't he also the lead in a... Oh, no, he's not the lead. That's somebody else. I'm trying to think of the Playboy one that he is.
It's Ice Blade. He mentioned Ice Blade.
He was the lead in Beast Tamer, which is one of those shows I definitely do want to get around to eventually.
Yeah.
But I have no desire to watch a show where girls are enslaved to a man again.
See, I don't even know. Here's the problem. I don't know if that one has slavery, but I also don't think I have the patience
to find out.
That's kind of the problem with all of those shows, where it's like, this one might actually be okay, but I've been burned one too many times, and at some point I eventually learned to stop touching the stove.
Are you still mad about the dog girl?
I'm fucking furious about Labyrinth in Another World. I'm so fucking mad that that show presented me with a hot, actually thick dog waifu girl. And then it's like, oh no, she's a sex slave. It's like, fuck you! Eat a dick!
I guess all's well that's still well, so...
Kevin Thewell is absolutely delightful and hilarious as Naoya Mukai, and he was a lot of fun in this performance, even though Naoya himself is definitely a, he's no Kazuya, but he's definitely a piece of work.
Yeah, Naoya hasn't committed crime.
I remember you saying where it's like, I hate Naoya, but he is not a criminal.
Yeah, he doesn't stalk women in the workplace, so. Nor has Naoya, let his swimmers out into a pool that they are not welcome in.
He also hasn't drugged somebody. So I guess
that puts.
Ooh! I almost said something. I think people were gonna get mad at me.
I was gonna be like, I don't think Kazi ever drugged anybody.
No, I was gonna make a Nino comment.
Oh,
and Nino and Kazuya are meant for each other. They're both awful.
Oh,
I'm not sorry, Greg and Gigi.
Nino would give Kazuya a Georgia homeboy. We all know it.
And with that, I think it's time to move on to final thoughts. Jamal?
Damn, you're gonna put me on the spot.
Andrew's afraid of putting me on the spot after what he's done this.
Yeah. My final thought is this dub is good. I can't believe they're making a season 2, but whatever.
I can completely believe they're making a season 2. There's so many season 2.
I will pay anybody in the dub the union rate if you can fit post-up clarity into the script.
I'm pretty sure if anybody is listening, which, by the way, if you are this far in, worked on the dub of Girlfriend, and are still listening, God bless you. You are a fucking champ.
I apologize for nothing.
I would imagine if you are still listening, you will hear that and say bet.
Yeah, if you meet me at a con, look me dead in the eyes and go, yeah, my mom fucks, I will have so much respect for you. And I will buy the biggest print at your table.
I'm thinking, every time you keep talking about that, I think of that one goofy comic where it's like, your dad doesn't just have sex, Maxie.
Your dad yucks.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Josh, you got exactly what you paid for, buddy.
This dub is good. This show, it's not for everybody. Your mileage may vary. If I were you, I would take the Tropic Thunder approach. Did you like the movie Tropic Thunder? Yes. Maybe you'll get some enjoyment out of this. Did you like the movie? No. You're not gonna like this because there are there are definitely a lot of problematic elements. But if you're willing to acknowledge that and enjoy the comedy for what it is, more power to you. If not, hey, I can respect that.
The show's definitely not for everybody. I ain't going to deny that. I enjoyed it because at some point I just approached this from the gag comedy perspective, but I could see somebody just thinking, yeah, this just isn't that funny or just a bit repetitive. That's fine. That's fair. More power to you. I think this dub's fucking hysterical, and I think everybody on it, everybody who worked on it, I almost... Okay. The words that are coming to me is everybody that worked on the dub of Girlfriend put their whole bussy into it. And you know what? I think I am gonna stick to that.
Bussy or vussy?
Yes.
This
is a very funny dub, and I will say, for all said and done, I did still enjoy my time with it. It is very much a your mileage may vary thing, but without a doubt, the optimal way to consume Girlfriend, in my humblest opinion, is through the English dub.
Yeah, I guess I had a lot of thoughts, and it's clear that I am not the person for this show. I don't think I was ever actually the intended audience for this show, but whatever. The dub is, again, really good. It is the optimal way to do it, but if you're like me and who just is just really annoyed by a lot of how anime rom-coms tend to usually go, especially if they're more like harem-based or ecchi-based, where, like, I just don't know how to say it without sounding like a broken record. I didn't like the show. I don't like the show. I probably won't be watching season 2. I'm done with this show, and I apologize to everybody who watched this episode thinking I was going to be okay with it, because uppity woman mad at show not made for women. Just deal with it. Yeah, I didn't enjoy my time with it. I didn't. I enjoyed the dub. I think the dub is great. The dub was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, but this was not a show that I enjoyed. And I tried to. I don't know.
I still appreciate you being part of this episode. This was still an interesting, worthwhile discussion. Thank you for that. Alrighty. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in. If you would like to follow us and what we do, you can find our stuff on YouTube at Dub Talk. And if you would like to listen to our audio platforms, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Podbean in the same place. If you'd like to support the podcast, we have a Ko-fi where you can give a one-time donation. Or if you would like to continuously support us, you can become a patron like these lovely people. Megan's mom and dad, I would like to apologize henceforth for dragging you into this. I very much got dunked for it in particular, but once again, thank you very much for your patronage. Michelle Travis, Julia W., Nico Robin with the Yowie Hands, Victor Mayborda, Anthony Brown, Carly Lesticow, Crimson Echidna, thank you very much, Crimson, Jacob Wilson, Jared Hawkins, Marissa Lenti, and Otaku Anthony. So, my name is Andrew, aka Classic Spartan. You can follow me over on Twitter at MangaMan9000. You can also follow me over on Surreal Resolutions Podcast O&A, where I talk about anime news alongside fellow Dub Talk co-host Jet. Friends, would you like to tell everybody where the people can find you?
Did you just call him Jet?
I think I said friends, but it's very possible that I might be tired. I might be a little tired, though. Yeah. Also, I know you did this one while you were pretty tired too, Megan. So I appreciate you coming in and doing this one with us.
Jamal?
Yeah, I'm Jamal. You can be found on Twitter, Jamstar529, on YouTube, Jamstar1. Once I get my life back on track, I am going to do a solo podcast, hopefully. In the
Wishing you the best with that. Wishing you the best with that, man.
Thank you. Meanwhile, you can find me as the assistant editor for the podcast. That's really all I have to say. So,
all right, Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan. You can follow me at Queener2, where I shitpost on the regular, and that's all about as much as I do.
That and Final Fantasy XIV, I believe.
That and I play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV.
Cool. All right. And with that, thank you all for
Hey, Andrew, where can people find the show?
Oh, fuck, right. You can watch Girlfriend on Crunchyroll. You can watch the Japanese or the English dub, which, in all of our humblest opinions, is still the optimal way to consume this.
Yes, if you're mildly curious, the manga is available in digital storefronts on Google Play Store, Apple iOS, wherever you get your manga.
And I believe this one also does have a physical version, unlike Surrey Dure Children. How about that?
Hold on, I will check Right Stuff. I will be mad that if it does, because Surrey Dure Children... Just watch Surrey Dure Children, for the love of fucking God.
You know what? Yeah, I think we could all agree that Surrey Dure Children's just fucking great.
No, this does not have a physical version.
Really? Really?
Nope, Rent-A-Girlfriend does, which is worse.
Oh.
Mysterious Girlfriend X has physicals. My Girlfriend is a T-Rex has physicals.
I feel like I remember reading My Girlfriend.
How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. There's a lot of Rent-A-Girlfriend figures that I feel weird looking at, like, for some reason, the lead girl being in an awful Santa bikini and looking terribly uncomfortable, and those are the worst types of figures.
Yeah, not sure about that. Anyways. Where were we going? I think we were wrapping up. I think that's where I was going.
Alright, it's time to lobotomize you.
Time to end.
It's time to lobotomize you, Andrew, with a triangle.
Oh, God. Fucking God. Look, I am once again humbly sorry that I insinuated that your mother did not fuck. That is on me. I apologize.
Don't you kink shame my mother.
I will not kink shame your mother. Nor any of your mothers.
Damn
they
right.
know what they're about. They know what they're into. They know who they want in them. Good night, everybody. Otaku on, my friends. And you are going to end this thinking about your mothers having sex. That is the best way we can end a girlfriend.
Keep on drumming.
Like your dad drummed your mom.
No, like the intro, but although this is more like the ending, you know, with that big mouthpiece that sounds like from Peanuts, you know, and that. Yeah, I hope that ties it. I'm stopping right now.
Good night, everybody.
That's the sound of a Peanuts parent having sex. Good night, everybody.